So you might look at me and be like, wow, you got it all. You are making YouTube videos, you worked for a lot of influencers and businesses, but it does not mean that I did not go through some struggle and pain to get to where I'm at today. And for this little video, I'm be talking about the time that I had to work for a fake internet guru and got lured and essentially scammed into my first video editing job.
Is it New Year special sale or New Year Eve?
New Year. I did.
So I was 23, 24 years old, just finished university, got my bachelor's of arts degree, and I decided to make YouTube videos. And then on the side, I did pick up a couple of freelance video editing clients here and there, but I wanted something a little bit more consistent. So I was looking around the internet and I found a local posting of someone looking to build a team, looking to hire a full-time videographer, video editor, so they can take their videos to the next level and be something inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk and have a personalized video person following them around their journey. So I remember applying to this posting and it was responded by their team. Scheduled the interview call, and this person, just off the bat, looking back in hindsight, was a little sketchy. But because I was such in a place of desperation and not a lot of skills and experience, I went on with the interview. Went well, on to the second interview, and on to the third, which was an in-person interview. It was downtown in the business financial district. Walk into this building, I'm like, wow, this person must be really successful. Building even had a receptionist. Hey, this person is meeting you in their meeting room. Sit down, have their meeting, and this person sold me their dream. They were like, Peter, I want you to be our next video editor, videographer, because I see that, you are talented and you have some sort of skill. I'm building up my team and we are going to be flying to LA, New York, Toronto, and I want you to be our next filmmaker. That spoke magic to my ears. And then fast forward, I signed the contract. It was for minimum wage, less than, taking away all the taxes, $30,000 a year. And back then, I thought that was a lot of money. I was like, wow, my life is going to be changed. But little did I know, this person that I was applying for and their company was all a scam. So I signed the paper to this contract of mine, full-time employment, as my first ever video editing videographer job. He leads me to this first meeting or my own office, and it was like, hey, you're going to be sharing this office with another coworker, and I'm going to be using the meeting room as my own office. I was like, wait a minute. You said that you were successful, you have a team, but we have this little shared office corner here, and I'm going to be sharing this little cubicle with someone else? I'm like, okay. Turns out that office meeting room that I had that interview in was not his building. It was a co-working space, meaning that there were other companies within this little co-working space, and it looked luxurious, but it was not his. Sooner to find out that, wait, I am the first employee. Where are these other people and teams? And I eventually found out that these are virtual team members. And one by one, he started hiring local team members and coworkers, only to find out that my office that I was supposed to be working in had no windows. It was literally a 5 by 5 foot room shoved in with 5 other people being sold the exact same dream. I was in charge of making YouTube videos for this so-called influencer business owner. I did not know any working boundaries at that time. He pressured me to create up to 3 YouTube videos a week. We're talking 3. right? This is someone that I didn't have a lot of experience. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do whatever, roll up my sleeves, and work really hard. It was 3 videos a week on top of creating Instagram stories, IGTV, as well as Facebook videos for this person. And I was the only one doing that. And looking back in hindsight, I'm like, that was a lot of work for just one person and that one little minimum wage salary. Fast forward, what ended up happening was I ended up creating this YouTube channel for this person. It got a little bit of traction, but then I saw that wait, all these views are fake. They started coming up from places like Russia and India when the content itself was in English. They were bots. He started buying views for this YouTube channel and the videos that I started making. On top of that, what ended up being really fishy was that he could not pay us on time. Paychecks were getting delayed, making excuses such as the bank was on a holiday and it would take a week before we get paid. And I was like, is this normal? Being the naive person that I was, this was my very first job. I didn't have the skills and experience back then to realize why I should have not taken this job. I should quit this job lot sooner. But that was my little TLDR of my first ever full-time video editing job for a digital marketing agency. And I worked for a fake guru where you couldn't really, biggest red flag was that you couldn't really backtrack and be like, how did he make his money, right? You can't really, there's no origin story. This person just suddenly just got money and now it was really sketchy. And the more I dug into it, the more loopholes and wormholes that you're like, something does not feel right here. But me being the inexperienced videographer and video editor that I was, assumed that he was a successful business person that had the skills and experience, and I had to take his word for it, giving people the benefit of the doubt. But short story short is that working for this phony influencer business person, I learned a lot about myself as a creator. I had to set up systems and processes by myself because there wasn't any procedure of like, hey, this is how you set up proper YouTube systems. This is how you work and distribute workflow when it comes to video editing. And more importantly, this is how much that you should get paid doing this amount of work. And that was one of my stories of the battle scars that I've learned for working for fake gurus in this age where when you first start off as a video editor, it's very easy to get desperate and be like, I'm going to take any job. I don't know anything about this person, but it's my first ever full-time contract video editing job. But the biggest caveat from this is that during the time I was working for this business person, I started developing Broke Visionary Collective, where I took everything that I learned by myself and applied it to my own YouTube channel. And I started to stray away from this message a bit, but the more it comes to me where I'm sharing my own stories of things I wish I knew when someone would have told me, right? As a big brother, big sister type of figure, but it's like, hey, watch out. This is a red flag. You deserve more than this. Be very careful about getting video editing jobs. And this is one that you should have avoided. So I hope, I know these videos don't get a lot of views, but whoever's watching this and you're looking to get into video editing seriously as a job, I hope this was able to give you a little bit of, whoa, that can happen to me? Yes, that can. But if you want to get serious about video editing, I do have a full-fledged course where I walk you through legitimately how I got my job, how I advanced to the next level, how I got out of that job and got paid more for my next client and contract. And if you want to hear more horror stories, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to share you guys those stories. My name is Peter. You're watching our Broke Visionary Collective, and we all start with nothing, but you can always create something. Cheers, guys. Learn my lesson, right? Learn my lesson. mature, learn from it. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Trust your gut and know that your experiences and all the things that you made, you know, follow your worth. Because this experience for me took a lot of my self esteem away because this person positioned himself as an expert, but the reality was, you can only fake it so long until something smells a little fishy.